The Norse god of thunder may come from Asgard, but he's one of Earth's mightiest heroes.
Thor! Please! You have to help!
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Thor Facts.
So brave, so gullible.
Number 10. He's been replaced by a woman.
You dare threaten me, Thor, with so puny a weapon?
Like all superheroes, Thor has died and been resurrected several times. Marvel surprised everyone, however, by having the mighty god return in 2014 as a woman. Oh, and not just any woman. It was his human girlfriend, Jane Foster, who took over the mantle.
Well, I know very well who you are. Jane Foster.
You told your dad about me?
When Thor found himself no longer worthy of wielding Mjolnir, it was Jane who stepped in and, after watching Thor for years, immediately picked up where he left off, battling frost giants and evil gods. Although this move was met with some resistance from comic book fans, the series has been very successful, both commercially and critically.
Do me a favor and don't be dead.
Whoa, does he need CPR? Because I totally know CPR.
Number 9. The Asgardian diet.
Consuming many calories and protein, being the main one, and working out 6-7 days a week.
The only power Thor seems to lack is the ability to keep his shirt on, although we don't blame a guy who looks like Chris Hemsworth for showing off.
You know, for a crazy homeless person, he's pretty cut.
Believe it or not, however, Thor didn't get that built overnight. According to Hemsworth, he changed his diet to strictly protein in order to gain weight for the role.
Also, how could you eat an entire box of Pop-Tarts and still be this hungry?
He reportedly ate endless amounts of chicken breasts, steaks, green vegetables, and brown rice, and drank up to 5 liters of water a day. We're guessing Asgardians aren't too big on salad.
This drink, I like it.
I know, it's great, right?
Another!
Sorry, Izzy, little accident.
Number 8. The Curious Case of Donald Blake.
Donald, I don't think you've been completely honest with me.
Know this, son of Cole. You and I, we fight for the same cause, the protection of this world.
People who only recognize Thor from the Marvel films will likely have no idea who Donald Blake is. Although more thorough fans will know that he is an essential part of Thor's history.
His name is Donald Blake?
Dr. Donald Blake.
You have dangerous co-workers, Dr. Selvig.
Blake acted as a host for Thor during his time on Earth, with his body alternating between Blake and Thor when the need arose. However, a reboot of the character saw the two become separate entities.
What is this?
Oh. My ex.
The Marvel Cinematic Universe has avoided this character dynamic, although they did put an Easter egg alluding to it in the first film, when Thor's driver's license appears with the name Dr. Donald Blake.
Sir?
Number 7. Tom Hiddleston auditioned for Thor.
I never wanted the throne. I only ever wanted to be your equal.
That's cute. The Marvel Cinematic Universe has done a phenomenal job of adapting the comics for the big screen, although some people have criticized the lack of effective villains, citing Hiddleston's Loki as the only worthy baddie so far.
Please tell me you're going to appeal to my humanity.
Actually, I'm planning to threaten you.
Loki is one of the more memorable characters from the films, thanks to Tom Hiddleston's phenomenal acting, but things may have been drastically different if Hiddleston had instead been cast as Thor, which is the role for which he initially applied.
The Earth is under my protection, Loki.
And you're doing a marvelous job with that.
Luckily, Marvel decided he was a much better fit for the God of Mischief, a role he has knocked out of the park.
This is the basest sentimentality. This is a child at prayer. Pathetic.
Number 6. Thor first appeared in the same month as SpiderMan.
Do you swear to guard the 9 realms?
I swear.
The 1960s were a significant decade for Marvel, and saw the introduction of several iconic characters. Thor first appeared in the August issue of Journey into Mystery in 1962, the exact same month that Marvel introduced Spider-Man in Amazing Fantasy number 15. Both heroes would eventually get their own comic book series and become massive successes for Marvel. What's more, it's possible we may even get to see both characters together on the big screen in the upcoming Avengers Infinity War films.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
Number 5. Thor was the first superhero based on a god.
It was Asgard and its warriors that brought peace to the universe.
Seeing as how Stan Lee has stated that he considers comic book superheroes to be equivalent to ancient mythology, it makes sense that he looked at the ancient pantheons of gods for inspiration.
Forward, my frost giants! Strike deep! Do not stop until the throne of Asgard belongs to its rightful lord.
Wishing to create a character that was stronger than the Hulk, Lee decided to make a god, and used the Old Norse legends because he believed the Greek and Roman gods were too well known.
At base, we've got Xena, Jackie Chan, and Robin Hood.
The result was a whole new series that gave Marvel another powerful group of heroes and villains led by the God of Thunder.
Move back, mortals. Thor the Thunderer will deal with these villains.
Number 4. They built and destroyed a fake town for the 2011 film.
Everybody out! Use the back door! No hurry, you can eat later!
What do you do when you just can't find the right town to fit your vision? If you're Kenneth Branagh, you build your own, and that's exactly what he did. Set designers for the 2011 Thor movie built the town in Galisteo, New Mexico, and it served as the setting for the showdown between Thor and the Destroyer. It was easy come, easy go, however, as the ensuing battle between the pair leaves the town in ruins, making it unlikely that Thor will be returning there anytime soon.
Last year, Earth had a visitor from another planet who had a grudge match that leveled a small town.
Number 3. This was not the first version of Thor in Marvel.
So is this how you normally look?
More or less.
It's a good look.
Believe it or not, Thor actually appeared in a little-known Marvel series called Venus in the 1950s, although it wasn't the character we know and love today. This series focused on the character Venus, based on the Roman goddess of the same name. And Thor was just one of many different characters that were interpretations of mythological figures, including Zeus and Satan. The series was canceled after just 19 issues, however, and this interpretation of Thor died with it.
How dare you attack the son of Odin!
Need some help! Trying to help.
Number 2. Thor's live-action debut was in The Incredible Hulk Returns TV movie.
Easy, Banner. Don't be frightened. I'm here as ally, not enemy.
Thor first appeared on screen in the 1960s in the animated program The Marvel Superheroes, but he wouldn't make his live-action debut until 1988.
Thank you, Odin.
He didn't receive his own movie, however, but rather starred alongside Lou Ferrigno's Hulk in the television film The Incredible Hulk Returns. Played by Eric Kramer, this version of Thor is actually a servant of Donald Blake, and his powers are much more limited than they are in the comics. Instead, the film decided to emphasize Thor's Viking characteristics. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
I am thy father's spirit.
Number 1. Thor was originally written for DC. Thor is one of the founding members of the Avengers, and is one of the most recognizable characters in the Marvel Universe. But things could have been drastically different. Jack Kirby admitted that he actually created a version of Thor for DC in the 1950s before he and Stan Lee established the character with Marvel.
I do not wish to fight with you.
Nor I with you.
While it would have been incredibly cool to see Thor fighting alongside Batman and Superman in the Justice League, the Marvel Universe just wouldn't be the same without the Norse god of thunder.
Are you ready?
Do you agree with our list?
Have you no honor?
What's your favorite Thor fact? For more great top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
You toy with us all, telling us whatever you need to in order to keep us under your heel.